And now to clean out the rest of my snack cabinet. As I mentioned last week, I almost didn't want to start eating these 12 Tastes of America chips from Lay's because, again, getting that box in the mail with all 12 of them in there, the colors just shining up, it really is one of the most beautiful sights you could ever see. It's like Christmas morning times 10. Also, Lloyd in a box. So I sort of divided these up. On part one of this episode, we were doing like South and Southwest, I believe. This one's more Midwest and East and Southeast, except for one. There's one that would have fit better in the one last week, but I kind of had to make the choice like, all right, what can I put over here just so I can divide them like 6 in one video and 6 in the next, because otherwise the video just wouldn't have made any fucking sense. All right, first, since it's the closest one and probably the one I want to get over with sooner rather than later, we have fried pickles with ranch. So not only is this a taste of America, but it's also a taste of the state fair. It even says that on the back. It credits the Midwest for this, and also state fairs. So look forward to giant pork tenderloin flavor, corn dog flavor, and all that. That's actually not a bad idea. State fair style chips. They could use this one again. They've repeated some in the Taste of America flavors. Okay, pickles and well, it primarily smells like ranch, so that's a good sign. Well, you know I'm not a fan of pickles, but this is kind of okay. Like I sort of like these better than actual fried pickles with ranch, because I'm just not a pickle person. I don't seem to have quite the reaction to pickled flavored things as I normally have. Like, I still don't like it, but in doing this show, I've done so much pickle stuff that it's sort of like the 20th time you've seen the same kind of bad kids movie. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have a really, really angry reaction towards something like Nuki, but by the time you get to Baby Huey's Easter, like, oh, well, it's another one of these again. Sort of like this. This is more like ranch and dill flavored, really. I like it better than like a regular pickled chip. The ranch kind of has a belchy taste, like, you know, it's the taste of ranch you taste when you've had a lot of ranch and you just need to. Granted, not nearly as vomit-inducing as that ranch soda that we did not too long ago, which is one of the worst things we've done on the show. This one, in retrospect, is fine. I've had much better ranch-flavored chips, of course, but no, for being named after something I don't like, it's fine. Okay, now let's move on to New England Lobster Roll from clearly from California. No, this is from the Northeast. New England Lobster Roll with the, it looks kind of like the McLobster on there. See, Chloe's down here right now. She really, you want the fish chips, don't you? Well, yes, you do. Go on, Chloe. I know you want out. Go ahead. Oh, you want to stay in? Oh no, there she goes. She's like, I do love lobster, but I don't know if I love it in chip form. I've had some like seafood chips that are good, and these don't. Well, I do love lobster rolls. These don't have a smell, like, at all. Unless all of these chips has finally killed it for me. Wow. Did I suddenly get a cold or something? This is really light. Like, I have to struggle to try to taste this. It's not that it's bad. Like, for everything on there, you know, the lobster roll, the lobster, the lemon, looks like some tomatoes, maybe some onions in there. With all of that that's pictured, I'm tasting like nothing here. It's not that it tastes bad, because it doesn't have a taste. Like, okay, I can kind of taste that it's lobster a little, and really that is me struggling to try to taste it, and the fact that I'm looking at it and it says lobster roll. Like, if you were to give me this, I would not know what flavor this is supposed to be if I was just having this blind. I think it's a good idea for a chip. Like, this is one that I was honestly looking forward to the most. It was one of the top ones that I was looking forward to, but it's mentioning on the back here, fresh lobster, buttery grilled roll, wicked good. You can really taste the regional slang, but it's not great. Like, again, it's not bad, but it needs more flavor. It needs way more taste. All right, so let's move on to let's go back to the Northwest a little bit for the one that I held over on here. Thai sweet chili with just a pinch of heat. So if this one doesn't have any flavor to it, I'm gonna be shocked. Okay. Good, the problem's not with my taste buds. No, these taste alright. Not much heat. There was one I had last week, I can't remember which one it was, but that had a bit more bite to it than this does. It doesn't have bite. It is sweet. Like a sweet chili version of like a sea salt and vinegar chip. Like, it tastes about as salty as those. But again, with a sweet chili kind of flavor to it. Not bad, not bad at all. Not so much in the way of heat. It really doesn't have, again, it really doesn't have very much bite to it, really. But after the New England lobster one, I'm, happy it tasted like something. All right, now we get to this one I'm excited for, because, this speaks to me. My favorite kind of pizza from one of my favorite pizza places, deep dish pizza from Giordanos. This is, okay, clearly this is one of them that I could find in stores around here. This one of the ones that we're about to do, the bacon wrapped jalapeno one I found in stores around here. These Giordanos chips are like everywhere around Springfield. I'm a few hours south of Chicago. I would love a whole just line of Chicago pizzas. You get Illuminati's flavored, Geno's, Pequod's, like Giordano's here. One of my favorite things about doing Wizard World Chicago, which is in Rosemont, one of my favorite things about doing that is that there is a Giordano's like right next to the hotel that we stay at. So clearly these need to be thicker. They're thin. They look like, you could name this like New York style pizza chips, but obviously these chips need to be the thickest chips you've ever seen, and the cheesiest and the sauciest. I like it. I don't mind it. It does kind of taste like Giordano's, and I love Giordano's, so they managed to get, like, I can see it, like, alright, like, if I was to eat this blind, it's not like in my head I would instantly go to, oh, clearly that tastes like a deep dish pizza, but I know, I could kind of taste that it does. Yeah, it's a very saucy chip. Taste the cheese in there. You can honestly taste a little bit of the crust too. No, this is actually better than I thought it was gonna be, and the reason why I say that is Laura had a bag of these before I got a chance to try it, and she didn't care that much for it, so I was honestly just sort of expecting a generic pizza chip. Because I've had those before, like Pringles have put out like pizza chips. I've seen pizza chips before. That's sort of what I was picturing in my head before I had it. But now having had it, I'm like, no, okay, yeah, I can see it. Again, the chip should be much, much, much thicker. But no, I can taste the deep dish pizza in here and the Giordano's as well. I can see it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Like if, you know, I'm with Giordanos, you can order it online and they'll ship it to you from Chicago. But I guess if I don't feel like doing that, I can just, hey, I'll just go around and grab a bag of chips at the gas station across the street. I don't mind these. All right, let's get to the other flavor that I saw in stores around here, and that's ketchup flavored chips. So good when Lay's, you've made a chip out of one of, you know, out of one of the things Chicago loves the most, and then you balanced it out by making a chip out of one of the things that Chicago hates the most. I like how it's just really not specific on the back here. It doesn't list any kind of region. It doesn't list, like, you know, Northwest or Midwest or anything like that. So this is, I guess, just, it's ketchup. So it's, you could live anywhere in the world and or in the country and really, you know, relate to there being a ketchup flavored chip. I like ketchup a lot. I know that ketchup chips, they're more popular in other parts of the world, but it's not like I haven't seen them here. I've seen, there was, again, going back to Pringles, I've seen Pringles put out a ketchup flavored chip before. I'm more often than not, I'll see like a mustard chip. That I see way more than ketchup. Ketchup only every now and then. Mustard and honey mustard definitely, and Dijon chips. Those I see far more than ketchup. Guess what it smells like? Barbecue sauce. I'm kidding. That's actually really good. Like, I know people, my aunt, she grew up dipping her chips in ketchup. So when Pringles put out a ketchup flavored chip, she liked that a lot. She would probably like this too. They don't overwhelm the taste of ketchup on here. And I like ketchup, but I've never really thought like, oh, I need a chip flavor of that. This, it's good that it's not overwhelmingly like ketchupy. That might be a little too much on a chip for me at least. But it's light enough, like better than like the lobster one where it was like, okay, the taste was so light I could barely tell what it was. This is light and I can tell what it is. It's the sweet ketchup taste. Again, not so much to where like you try this and then get sick if you hate ketchup. No, it's just enough to be pretty good. Like, yeah, that's actually fairly decent. Alright, how many of these do I have left? I've done one, two, this one. Alright, so I really hope this fares better than that lobster one did. We got Chesapeake Bay Crab Spice. This is one of the ones like the lobster one where I was really, really looking forward to it. But the lobster, maybe all the taste just went in here. Well, I can smell it. You can really smell the spice. Whoa, dude. I don't know if I like this or not. Like, okay, the lobster roll one, that didn't have any taste at all. This one has too much. The balance is uneven. They took the time to balance out with the ketchup and the Giordanos. They really balance out what Chicago loves and what Chicago hates. The balance is really thrown off. I don't taste much crab in this, to be perfectly honest. It just tastes like a spice rack. Like, you made a whole thing of chips and then the cat jumped up on the spice rack and knocked all of it, every single spice that you have on your rack, all of it into a bowl. And for some reason you didn't hear it or see this happen, and you didn't notice that the bowl now looks slightly different than when you turned your back and you just kept on making your chips anyway. I barely taste crab in here. I know that, like, it says here custom blended spices. Doesn't say anything about custom blended crab spices. Just, see, that's why the crab looks pretty chill on the bag, because he's not getting eaten at all. It is just this, like, chili powder that that's getting made on there. So, heavy on the spice, very light on the crab. It's not bad. It just should be called Lay's Spice Rack is all. Alright, now that is the flavors, that is all 12 flavors then of Lay's Taste of America. And okay, so I shot the first part a week ago. I'm still gonna go with my favorite one, probably being the truffle fries. And I know that was an existing flavor on, like, well, they're Do Us a Flavor a year or so ago, but that one probably is my favorite. The deep dish pizza, for sentimental reasons, and that it is really, really good, and it's fun to have a Giordanos chip. That I did really, really like a lot. Least favorite, that bacon wrapped jalapeno one from last week. The lobster roll one, not that it tasted bad, there was just nothing there. So that's all 12 flavors. Now I've got plenty to choose from when I order my sandwiches of the day. So when I order my sandwich, I can lay off the chips for a little bit, because I've still got plenty. Alright, everyone, check out the first part if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.
Meow.